What's up, everyone? How are you doing? How are you doing? So the 3-minute timer came to an end. And there we are, time for another live stream. Now it's gonna be a relatively short one, I suppose, or maybe shorter than you're used to, because I am going to do drinks with the moderator, usually live in the chat. But I can imagine that Mark might not pop in, or he's driving or taking the train to where we're gonna drink, and he's on his phone. Who knows? But yeah, gonna meet up with Mark, the moderator of the channel today, and chat a bit about everything related to probably YouTube and whatnot. So yeah, I gotta go pretty much when the news is gonna hit at 2:30, because we do have some news. 2:30 p.m. Central European Time on Friday, April 26th, which is today. So we have some news, and I pretty much have to go at that time. So I put my alarm 1 minute after the news, and thank you, wifey. Happy King's Day. Thank you. Okay, so look what I got, chat. Oh boy, it is the wife spoiling me again. With some, I don't know what it actually is, but yum. Tompous. Okay, it is Tompous. Speciale Tompous. Well, there you go. We got some sweet stuff as well. Very nice, very nice. I like that. So yeah, we're gonna, in this live stream as always, cover Elliott Waves. The local price action here has been a little bit confusing on the 15 minutes to try and count this. So we're probably just going to look at this structure as a whole and then see what price is going to do. You know, it's just ranging till probably 2:30 p.m., like in 45 minutes till the news hits. So World of Crypto, welcome. Red Bull, Lewis, how are you doing? I want to ask, do you still do TF? No, it's also on alts every first Sunday of the month. I will focus a complete live stream fully on altcoins, and those can be pretty long. So, depending on how the altcoin live streams go, I may have to sometime, like one day, increase it to 2 in a month time. But at the moment, first Sunday of the month, which is next week, I believe, right? Yeah, must be next week. So. Yeah, because now it's Friday, Sunday. So next week on Sunday the 5th is the plan. That's the plan. Peter, how are you doing? It's Friday. Well, for traders, it's just another day. That is correct. It's correct. I also never say it's the final day of the week. You know what I mean? I mean, I have my own business and stuff. So I don't have a final day of the week. Yeah, I mean, you know, some people say Sunday, but for me, Sunday is also just enjoying what I enjoy every day, which is my work. My hobby is my work, both in speaking, both in YouTube, in trading, you know, like, so I'm just hobbying through life pretty much. Okay, that being said, we're going to start with the Elliott Wave analysis. So I want to have a look at the 4-hour in particular, also because the scenario shared this morning, and I'm not sure if a robot is here or maybe comes later. But the fibs were not in the correct position, and it definitely changes some of the probabilities of the bearish scenario. So I've changed the fibs, so I got something new to show there, and we're going to talk about the bearish scenario as well, where actually the scenario that I had before the most recent one that you've seen is going to be the probably the higher probability. So time means nothing when you have passion and enjoy what you do. Exactly. And it very much depends. Like, you can have an awesome, amazing day job and you love what you do. You get up, you're happy, you go to work, you get back, you have your weekend off, chill with friends. That's perfectly fine, right? And if you're an entrepreneur, you can also organize it the same way, have the weekend off. And I have a choice, and I choose to work in the weekend because I just like what I do. So I can also choose to, you know, don't do any speaking gigs or no videos during the weekend or live streams, but I like to do it. So yeah. Right. Alrighty. Let me move this to the downside. I'm also, by the way, getting used to the wireless mouse. So I always had a mouse with cable, but I wanted to try the wireless mouse because it cleans up the desk, you know, one cable less. So I got the one of my wife at the moment, which is the Logitech MX Master 3, which is a great one. And I actually Googled, like, yo, when is the MX Master 4 coming out? And apparently, or by the rumors, it should be later this year, early next year. So I might actually be interested in checking that one out, get the MX Master 4, and yeah, add a new mouse to my collection of mouses. And the other ones I have are all gaming related mouses with cable. So we have the 4-hour bearish scenario, which definitely changed with regards to the fibs. As you can see, no idea why this is so long. So let me minimize this. And let's talk about the bullish. It's actually interesting because the bearish and this bearish one, the result, I'm actually gonna keep this on the chart. The conclusion of this is probably higher probability that this is your low and you either go for a triangle or this is your low and you move up impulsively. But we'll get to that. I'm also gonna add my other bearish scenario, which is this one here. Now, of course, we're gonna talk about probabilities as we always do. And On the 4 hour, so a lot depends on local price action at the moment. So the local price action is pretty much, let's say 15 minutes, 1 hour is going to decide what happens on the 4. So it's actually quite difficult to really get an idea of the probabilities on the 4, because we definitely have at least a temporary low here, right? So yeah, we're going to just cover it. We're going to cover it as we always do. Bettina, welcome. Lucian, good to see you here. As always, right, no alcohol. It's all 0.0, FYI. And let's start. Got my alarm set locally as well. I have some bullish CVD, but also bearish CVD. It's like big, like just a mess locally. Bearish CVD, bullish CVD. It's been all sorts of stuff. The only thing we know, it's ranging. It's very, very sideways price action. Arguably, you can count this as a 5-waver down, but and we didn't have a partner leg. Well, we're going to cover that as well. So let's start. Cool. We're going to cover all of this, right? Starting with the bullish scenario. Now, of course, for the ones that are here for a longer period of time, you know about this particular scenario. And I just figured out a new button. 1 second. Oh, that's cool. I have a, okay, I didn't know, new button on my mouse here. So, okay, the bullish scenario, we're at minute 11:20. The bullish scenario, a finished regular flat, A, B, 5-wave, C to the downside here. Common target for C is the 1-to-1, nicely respected, trend-based fib extension from the high to the low of A to the high of wave B, which is then also the invalidation for this scenario, where we are looking for impulsive structures to the upside. And on the 1 hour, we, of course, keep coming back now to this one. Reason being, a 1-1-1-2 here is invalidated. Also didn't look too great with the wave 1s extending in time all the time. The potential smaller diagonals over here also invalid because of the overlap that we have here, and or overlap you want to see. But wave 5 is longer than wave 3. 1 is longer than wave 3. We don't really like to see that, no? So we have this scenario over here, where we are looking for a 3-wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All of the waves zigzag structures can be a simple zigzag, 5, 3, 5, but you can always have a double zigzag as well, where you get an X and a Y. We call that a sharp WXY. And you can even have a triple zigzag. So there's like 3 zigzags combined, but that is very rare, right? A double zigzag is usually as extreme as it goes, I suppose. So we have our wave 2 here. Now, preferably, in this scenario, that is your low. And there is one main reason, which is the 3 here. And then also, preferably, your subwave count. Because if we have a wave B, arguably, potentially, we have to put that B over here. But we're going to talk about this structure in a second. I now put it here. So we have a wave A, we have a wave B, wave C. Wave B hit the 886 with the high over here, taken from the high to the low, right? Now, we talk about the 886 a lot. It's an important fib. Reason is very rare for 2, common for wave B, increases the probabilities. Any move after the 886 is a C or a Y, which in this case is a C, as we're looking for an impulse to the downside. Now, this wave C extended to the 3 trend-based fib extension, right? And this extension is taken from the high of 1 to the low of A, or the high of 1 to the low of A over here, to the high and the end of your B. Now, the 3 is a very uncommon target for a wave C, but a wave C can be a pain in the ass, right? It's always difficult with wave Cs. The common target for C is the 1 to the 1.236. The 1.618, little less common, but still quite common. Anything after the 1.618 starts to be uncommon, and the 3 is very long for a wave C. You know, you don't really see many wave Cs going to the 3 extension. It's more common for wave 3s, which then is an impulse to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, of course, right? Where you are still here working on a wave 4, most likely take a fib from the high, and this is a bit of a question, from the high over here, then put the price on. So an invalidation for a wave 4 is hitting the 618 at 65, 65.8K. So that is an important level, right? 65.8K is a level that we want to see hit if we're bullish, because it does increase a bit of the probabilities for price to move towards the upside instead of the downside. Now, we have our ABC, as mentioned, and inside wave C, we should still be able to count a nice 5-wave impulsive structure. Right? Wave C is always a 5-waver. Now, this wave B preferably ends here, maybe even here, but not really. Preferably ends here, not here. And the main reason is that we can't really count this as a impulsive structure for a potential 1, 2, and then a wave 3. It's very much a 3-wave to the downside, not a 5-wave to the downside, unless we do 1 and this is your 2, but then this needs to be a wave C, but there's overlap, so we have diagonals, has to be an expanding diagonal, and an expanding diagonal is very, very rare. So that is the reason why at the moment, preferably your wave B is on the right pivot. And this matters because if we're looking for an impulse down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your wave 2 is going to be matched against your wave 4 in time. If wave B is here and we look for C, your wave 2 is matched with your wave 4. And preferably your wave 4 is finished, because if this is all 4 in C, it's much longer than wave 2. It's too long, right? It's too long. It really lowers the probabilities for this all to be a C. You're way past the 5, 6 fib time compared to your wave 2. So that's why preferably in this ABC to the downside, your low for C is in, and you're going to be looking for a move towards the upside. Yep. I want to do a small little check at least. I'm just checking if this is your... I'm gonna 1, 2, and then put it on the low. Making use of my mouse scroll thing, whatever that is, and put it here. So what I did now is just checking if I would put B here, and this is a wave 1, and you have a flattened 2, right? How does this as a wave 2 compare to the current big range that we have over here? And currently we are getting close to the 3 fib time, which is still okay for a wave 4. No, still okay for a wave 4. To finish a potential C lower. That's basically what I'm checking. Low of C or one more low for C. That's pretty much what I am looking for here at the moment. Preferably the low of your C is in. But there's always the potential for A flat in B, 1 flat. Let me check here. The wave 1 compared to 2 is very short though. Yeah, I would prefer this. One more low doesn't I should actually remove the invalidation probably. If we move down, we're going to observe the reaction. It's not a hard invalidation because of the structure here. Something to think about off stream later as well. To the downside though, we do have some support which we haven't touched, and that's another reason why I double check here if we can have a 1, 2, 3 sideways 4 flat ABC and then a 5 to the downside to take the low and get your C and your 2 here. Because we didn't hit this support area, which is not a problem. It's not that like my target boxes have to be hit. It is very common, not gonna lie, that we turn around at these boxes, but it's mainly because we turned around just above the golden pocket. And it is very rare that you move down, get very close to the golden pocket, but not actually touch it. So it's just something that I have on my mind, I suppose. but the local price section is king, and that is what we are focusing on. So even if we make another low, I might switch the C and the 2 to the right. But for now, preferably, your low is here, and any move to the downside after the 886 touch is all part of your wave C. If price, right, if price is going to touch the 886, or sorry, the 618 here at 65.8K, 65.7, 65.8K. If that happens, this is your low of your wave C/2. So that is like the confirmation for your C. Also, preferably, actually, you don't take this high, because in a 4, a flat here would work nicest. A, B, C, and then go down. 1, 2, and then eventually continue to the downside. So if you take this high already here at 65.3, it lowers probabilities that we, in a wave C, get another low. And preferably your low for C is in that case. So, well, CVD is just tanking, man. What's happening here? Oh, that's interesting. So, yeah. Cool. Very locally, if your C is in, we are looking for impulsive structures to the upside. All right, so we're looking for price to continue its way towards the upside here. And we are then looking for a zigzag, because in the bigger diagonal structure, we're looking for a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where all of the waves are 3-wave structures, meaning all of the waves are zigzag structures. That is then what we are looking for in this case, right? So with regards to this particular scenario, we have our wave 1 coming off your wave C, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a wave 5. That's your A. Then we're looking for a wave B and eventually a wave C continuation to the upside. Now the common target for your B is the 05 to the 886, which is quite a big area. So therefore, preferably, we keep an eye on the sub-degree structure of wave B. Now, of course, we already hit the 05. We found some support on an important support resistance area we've had now for a couple of days over here, right? So that's your bounce. There's not too much going on down here with regards to support, right? I don't have, can turn everything open or on, but this is like the main area of interest. This is the main area of interest, and we're pretty much in the middle of nowhere. Right? Yeah, we have a bit of support in the horizontal support resistance box that we had, which we tested first, bit of a bounce, lost it, retest, move, back above, retest again. So if we drop below here, I'd be patient. I want to see proof of support. I'm not going to be hasty and try to look for setups and entries and all that stuff without actually seeing some proof of support, meaning, again, a market structure change, CVD, RSI, whatever helps you to make a decision. Right? But in this scenario, we're looking for a zigzag to the upside in an A, B, C. Wave C can extend, but currently the most common target area for your C is all the way up here between the 1 and the 1.236, taken from the low to the high of A to the low of wave B, which gives you a target which is around 66.4K to 67K. And a wave C can extend to higher prices, so it might also lead to price moving into 68, 69K. If it really fires up. Now, if price moves to the downside and takes this low, the C target is going to drop, right? Because we have to take it from the low to the high to the low of wave B. Now, this wave B at the moment, or this structure at the moment, is incredibly complex. So I've been keeping an eye on this structure for the day. We have bearish CVD divergences. We have bullish CVD divergences. There is no clear direction. There's no clear like sign, clear confirmation, something that gives us a good idea of what's happening here. I'm now on the 5-minute. I don't often go to the 5-minute. I prefer to stick around on the 15-minute. But there is arguably the potential that you have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4 and a wave 5 here, where 5 is your longest extended wave, right? That is a possibility here. And then we have a move towards the upside here, potential for a flat structure of some sort. And then you get all of this. And this is also why a tip that I give to newer Elliott Wave traders is when you don't really know the exact count on a lower time frame, just zoom out, right? Just zoom out. Because trying to then count all of this in a lot of detail, and it will take a lot of time, but it might not be worth your time as in the result that you're going to get. If your highest probability scenario, right, is that on the 1 hour, is that this is your low, it doesn't really matter what's happening here in a lot of detail. You're going to try and find long positions. So that's how you then trade it. So it's better to then go up to a higher time frame, trade the higher time frame, instead of trying to snipe an entry on the very low time frame. And this is a strength and a weakness that I have myself, by the way. So I always tell myself, I just want to enter and be part of the move. I don't really care about my entry. I make sure that I manage my trade like good, right? That's the goal. My entries are not as important as my exits. But if I don't really see what I want to see locally, or I'm in a long and I see strong bearish divs, it makes me doubt. And that is the moment where I can get into a state where I go like in and out and in and out. Until eventually I'm like, yo, fuck this. Let's go out and let's just wait. Wait. Patience. The chart will let me know what it wants to do. Just trust the chart, basically. And yes, the entry might be a bit worse, maybe even better, who knows. But at least I have more confirmation for myself and my mental doubts are gone. So this is the bullish scenario, right? A, B, C, price moving towards the upside. But as mentioned, we have quite a sharp move down, and we did not necessarily see a great partner leg to the downside. Now we have news coming up in 20 minutes. Might be very volatile. Couple of lows here to the downside now. So wouldn't be surprised to also see something like that. But the bullish scenario, that's quite clear now, right? So in a nutshell, we have the diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Preferably your low is in, even though we have some nice resistance or support here. So gonna keep an eye on it. That's why I have an alarm here as well. And locally, we would be looking for an A, B, C to the upside. Okay, 4 hour time frame. Voila. So on the 4 hour, this is quite interesting. We had the WXY, and I first covered this. It's not really the highest probability scenario anymore because of the fibs. Robot, if you're here. So what you see here is the target area for Y in a WXY, sideways double combo. W being a running flat, X double zigzag, Y zigzag. However, taking a fib from the high or the start to the end of W to the high of X makes the common target area for your Y be here. Right? This is your common target area for your wave Y. The 1.618 is a less common target. Right? That's an extension target for wave Y. It's just less common. But as you can see, we have been ranging in this area for a while already and almost even hit the extension target. And if we are looking for a bigger move towards the downside in a zigzag wave Y, flat X, zigzag in Y, A, B, C, we take a trend-based fib from the start to the end of A to the current high that we have at B. Then currently, your common target area for your wave C in a zigzag is all the way down here between 54K and 51K, which is way too low for a target area wave Y. So now we have a problem because the ABC has a very low target, but your WXY has a much higher target. So there's no sync there, right? Which therefore means that something's wrong in the scenario. So I would like to remove the ABC and either say, okay, this is the end of your Y, but in that case, I prefer to count it as a regular flat, as mentioned earlier, as a bullish scenario, where this is the low and you move towards the upside. Or alternatively, you have an ABC, but your wave B needs to go a lot higher for wave C to not dump all the way far below the 1.618. So basically, we're looking for upside anyway. And the third option, so that means higher probability for up. And the third option is a triangle, because wave Y, flat in W, X double zigzag, wave Y can be a flat zigzag or a triangle. A triangle is an option as well, but that would also mean that's your low, because you're then going to range here for a while before you eventually move towards the upside. So this WXY scenario is now a little bit awkward because of the fibs being actually correctly adjusted and not looking that nice anymore. That's why the alternative bearish scenario, or arguably they're the same probability, is that we have a regular flat A, B, C and our W, right? We'll look for X and then wave Y. Potentially X is already in over here, but then wave X is incredibly short compared to W in time. The 0.382 is usually a minimum time target for wave relationships, taken from the high to the end, or the start to the end of W, to compare W with X. Clearly this high did not reach the 0.382, which would be preferred. So preferably you actually get a structure where you're going to make a new high for X and then move down in a wave Y. That structure, by the way, can also be a flat, which is this. Zigzag up, right? Or zigzag family, WXY here. A, looking for a zigzag down in B, wave C, finish X, go for a Y. Very early to call this, because we first of all need an impulse to the downside here, and preferably for an impulse down you take this low, which we haven't done. So yeah, but at least these are scenarios that I keep an eye on, and this is also why the probabilities on a 4 hour at the moment are pretty neutral, because it's not too clear in what we're looking for exactly, right? With regards to the bulls and the bears, it very much depends on the local structure, and hopefully today, with the news coming as well, we get a little bit of clarity as well, right? Hopefully price does something and we can be happy. Okay. So if we then go to the probabilities haven't really changed compared to this morning. So probabilities on the 1 hour, right? Usually I write 1 bullish, 2 bearish, like on the 15-minute. On the 15-minute, very, very locally, the probabilities remain higher to take the high instead of the low. And the sole reason for this is because your B in a wave A, B, C flat, and then continue towards the downside, hit the 1.618. The 1.618 is an uncommon target for a wave B, so naturally it impacts the probabilities of this being a flat compared to this being a wave A or a wave 1, which increases probabilities to take the high before the low just because of the 1.618 touch. So just because of this, it impacts the probabilities that I have, bless you, on in my probabilities folder. But on the 1 hour, on the 4 hour, it all depends on the price action we see locally at the moment, right? Yes, we have a good low, definitely probabilities for that to be a long-term low, but we need some more info locally. So this is how probabilities change locally, right? We have an 886 touch, higher probability for a wave B, for a potential ABC down. Okay, that's something, right? And that one is very important. So arguably the probabilities are a little bit more towards bull compared bear. But what I would like to see is this, right? If we look at an impulse, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, preferably we make another low. For an ABC, this low would be sufficient at least. But hitting the 618, that is important. Taken from the high to the low at about 65.7, 65.8K, hit that level and the probabilities go down for the bearish scenario and up to take these highs here. What supports the bearish scenario is taking this low one more time, minimum, and this leg went to the 3 extension, which is very uncommon for a wave C, more common for a wave 3. And also, actually, we didn't hit the golden pocket, which is always an important area of interest, the golden pocket. So we just reversed just above the golden pocket, which is quite uncommon to then leave the golden pocket hanging and actually not touch it, which is also the support box that I have over here with some other confluences. So this is currently the state that we're in. Now, yeah, the only bullish scenario I like to keep an eye on at the moment is the contracting diagonal. Counting a flat here for me is not at all interesting because it's super long compared to your wave 1. So yeah. And then we now just wait and see. No, where's my chat? So yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. There is a Korean guy that always just randomly longs and shorts. He's always losing, but probably the money he gets from subscribers is enough to fund all the losses. Cool. Let's observe what price does. Hopefully in about 10 minutes we get a little bit of action. I have to go very soon. I at least want to see if anything happens in the first minute, but then my alarm on my phone goes off and I have to go because I have a date with Mark, mod Mark. Okay. So yeah, sometimes with Elliott waves, like today, certain structures on certain time frames. Hey, wait. Thank you, YouTube. They put the heart down here. I can actually now pin my comment at the bottom. Yo, they listened. Oh man, that's amazing. Cheers, man. Thanks, YouTube. Yo. Now, instead of the heart being in the corner in chat, not being able to read the final letters or pin a comment, we actually have like this now. So, yeah, sometimes structures are not always ideal, and especially on a higher time frame, the 4 hour, we can count a clear regular flat that is finished for a bullish scenario. The bearish scenario is a little bit of a question mark there. And on the 15-minute, very, very locally in the range, I would like to see some like conviction into a direction because we've just been ranging here. Now it's very sideways. The fact that we are running sideways for so long does give corrective feelings to the whole structure, which increases probabilities to take the high compared to the low, which would match this with a potential ABC. But I think an important one would be to invalidate the bearish CVDs, which you do if you go above this high. So that would be a start. Core, yeah. So yeah, the news. Trade safe, everyone around news. Trade safe, man. Like for you. Let me quickly have a look here. 62,750. Yeah. Yeah, so so when a target box is hit, I generally leave it on the chart if price is ranging around it, just to see if it acts as support resistance, which it did here. But if we lose this, there's not too much below except the golden pocket, which is always important. And then we have the blue box, which is very interesting. Yeah. Mike D, welcome. Thomas Alfonso, how are you doing? Mike D, what's up, what's up? Davidson Ramsey, all in 70K plus and the car. 2,600% already? Oh, fabulous times, man. Keep it up. Manage it well. Manage your trade well. What's up, IBK? Do you think it could build up the high already and we'll just go down from now? Or is there... So even if we move down now, so if imagine we don't take the high and we take this low first, probabilities are higher that you're then looking for a 4 and a 5 and then bounce here to at least have a bounce towards the upside. How far the bounce goes, that's something that we can check at the time. But moving down, this area of support is definitely an area of interest for proof of support if we can see that, and then a bounce towards the upside where either you finish your C here and you have a bigger move up, or you get at least a bounce in a three-wavy sort of structure towards the upside for continuation down at a later stage. It's at the moment just quite difficult to count a nice bearish structure on a 4-hour chart. The regular flat looks best. WXY looks very awkward at the moment. A finished regular flat just looks the best. And if we make that regular flat a W, then now we need to work on an X and then a wave Y to the downside. That is how I would see a bearish scenario on the 4 hour. Yeah. So yeah, there's always the opportunity for a move down, but the 4 hour bearish scenario is not a great scenario. Yeah. What's up, Adam? How you doing, Mr. Gold? Good to have you here, man. Beautiful day to ride the waves. Absolutely. Yeah, but it's actually like the waves have been a bit confusing locally because there's many contradicting structures. So, and hopefully I don't confuse people here, but we have quite a strong leg down. We never really got a partner leg to the downside, right? Then we have the bearish CVD divergences, didn't yet play out because we didn't take the lows here. We also have the bullish CVD divergences, didn't yet play out because we didn't yet take the high. Yeah, and then you have, finally, to add some sauce to it as well, you have for a flat ABC and continuation down, wave B hitting the 1.618, which is uncommon for a B. So you basically have bearish and bullish divs countering one another, and then you have a leg down, but not really a partner leg. But for upside, B hit the 1.618, which increased probabilities for an A or a 1, and then see this. So I mean, maybe we get a combination, you know what I mean, where you do this, you get the partner leg, grab the liquidity, move down, hit the golden pocket, and then go up. Yeah, it's absolutely a possibility. It's absolutely a possibility. It's just that the current range, very local, like it's yeah. But what is this? So, okay, we have let me put this on the chart. So we have a small little point of control on the chart here. Actually, this looks like way too high. 148. So at least we have a little bit of support. Oh. Let me just put both lines on. Value area high is already hit once. Value area low is at the 786. So the area around the golden pocket has a little bit of confluence here. On a 3-minute time frame, a little bit of bearish CVD, but that already played out. A little bit of bullish CVD didn't yet play out. Such a shitty structure here at the moment. Where's chat? Yeah, it's all probabilities. All probabilities. There's of course the potential, but we definitely probably have some volatility coming in 4 minutes. So you are more bullish. My sentiment is always reflected in probabilities. So my emotions are not really, bullish, bearish. It's just probabilities. And the 4 hour is, we got a good 4 hour scenario for the bulls. It's just for the bears, we don't really have a nice scenario that looks close to finished. On a 15-minute time frame, however, because wave B touched the 1.618, probabilities generally would be higher to take the high before the low. But we have been ranging it for so long, and we don't yet have a partner leg of this one. Would it be maybe this would be really crazy. Move up, take the highs, move down, take the lows, and then continue. Shorts stopped, longs stopped, take liquidity, continue towards the upside. Hey? There's a little bit of absorption of market longs going on here. So might be a bit, let's see. The news is coming soon though. Yeah, exactly. It's all probabilities. And even the probabilities on the higher time frames are quite confusing. But we do know what to look for locally. That's good. So the 618 above increases the probabilities for the bullish scenario, or at least upside. I shouldn't really say bullish per se, but at least further upside. Taking the low here, expecting a bounce in this area. Bearish CVD, bullish CVD is just confusing. So range for another month. Yeah, won't be surprised if we range for another month. Even in a bullish scenario, sticking around is 74 to 60K, build some lower degree impulsive structures, and then move. Yeah, won't be surprised. A giant diamond pattern. I see. Yeah, I don't really trade patterns, but I guess on this, you have your diamond, right? I guess, or not. So, chuck. Yeah, the weekly is very clear. That's bullish. Weekly probabilities is bullish. That's an easy one. I covered the weekly 2 videos ago, I think. And that's, zooming out, the weekly is easy. But, probability wise, so yeah. Milo, how are you doing? I'm doing well. Okay, 1 minute. Let's see what we get. Bull flag. Yo, Mark. Be at the market. Okay, perfect. I'll see you there. I'll take the train. Okay, there we go, guys. It is time. What do we get? Let's see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna park you quickly on my second screen here. And let's see if we are gonna have some impact of the news. You'll be at the market at 3:15. Let me have a look here with regards to my trains. Okay, I can be at the market at 20 then probably, because else I'm going to be way too early. So I can do a little run. Then I arrive in Gouda at 3:10, and then I walk. Usually it's 10 min, but if I run it's 5 min, and then we'll be there at the same time. So I'll take one later train. That's what I'm basically saying. 3:07 gives me a bit more time to observe what happens here as well. And yeah, so okay, cool, Mark. Then we'll see each other at about 20 past. I already called the restaurant. I was like, yo, can I book for 2? But they said, oh, you don't need to book. It's just walk in, So because if I would take the earlier train, then I'll be there at 2:55. But then I'm soloing for 20 minutes. So I think it's better if I arrive 3:10 and then just a bit of a run, and then I'll be there at 15 easy. So yeah, I'm a runner. I just run. I run for you. Make sure I'm in time. Yeah. What are we getting, guys? What are we getting? A little bit of a liquidity grab at the highs here. What's up, Sunrise? Goudse stroopwafels. Yeah, that's not. What are you guys gonna do? Chill, have a drink, chat. It's actually the first time I'm gonna meet someone related to the YouTube channel. So in the gaming and esports industry, like when I was a professional esports player in the past, you go to events, you meet people, and I've met many people online, offline. Some of them are great friends, like amazing friends. But through YouTube, I actually haven't. And also, yeah, I mean, Tim, so Boerboom, sometimes he's in chat. Esports, define esports. Esports is competitive gaming, right? It's playing video games in an organized structure, right? So in an organized competitive environment. But with regards to, and by the way, you're writing esports wrong. So it's never esport, it's esports, and it's esports without the hyphen, without the minus. It's all connected. So yeah. But yeah, so Mark will be the first one, really. VIP membership, Elliott Wave and free meals with a former Rocket League guru. I'm Trackmania, eh? Trackmania. Lucifer, Trackmania. I played that game for 11 years on the highest level. 3rd in the world. Still got the shack behind me. Oh no, wait. It's in the shed actually outside because of the pictures. But yeah, so I played Trackmania professionally for 11 years. If you look for Koen's Trackmania, you'll find a lot of stuff. Yeah. My little brother did early adopter of my online acquaintance of some vetting time. Free meals. So you guys know each other from YouTube? Yeah, pretty much. Because so Mark is Dutch as well, and so am I. And Mark is a mod on the channel. And because he's Dutch, I'm Dutch, and you know, so let's meet up. And he's a mod as well. I like to meet Mark. Yeah. My little brother did the Viking run too. Nice. What distance did he do? What did he complete? Did he go for, what are all the distances? I actually have no idea. So I did the 42K obstacle run, but I think you have the 21, the 14, 9, 7 or 7, 5 or something. I think the family run is probably around 5 or 7Ks. What kind of medical study did you do? The general medical study. So you first have 3 years of theory, and then you have 3 years of internship, and I was in the internship. So it's like you become a general doctor, and then you need to specialize after. First do a PhD, and then you have to specialize in a certain direction. And surgery was always most fascinating to me. So I love surgery, especially cardio surgery, man. I love the heart. It's so fascinating. I have seen so many open heart surgeries, and I know that, you know, I guess it's not for everyone, but the human body is amazing. It's incredible. And I think the heart and the meaning, of course, but also the structure and how to do surgery on the heart. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. Bearish CVD on what time frame? Because yes, we do have bearish here, and we also have bullish, so it's a mix. We still have a mix. Not much happening though. Choose a direction. Bitcoin, please. Poking. When I see my blood, my BP goes low. You're an actual doctor too. I mean, I could have been, yes. But because of my hobby turning into work and certain entrepreneurial opportunities, I eventually quit med school to follow the entrepreneurial route. But I was in my 4th year out of the 6. If I continued, yeah, absolutely. I was a doctor. I was a working doctor by now. I'm still in my intern group. So we have a WhatsApp group. I'm still in that group. They're all finished. They're currently all in their specializations and PhD projects. Yeah. I just watched a video of you competing on Trackmania. That's cool. Yeah, it will be easy to find. So the brand, so Koens, right? It's not the name because of channel, right? Or because of the YouTube channel. Koens is not just because of YouTube. Koens, it has a whole brand, which I can imagine not many people know because it's related to the gaming and esports industry. And with regards to Trackmania and some companies and stuff I do, like speaking. But yeah, Koens is more than just what you see here. But if I see blood. There's a, like, regarding liquids of the body, there's a couple that I really don't like. But blood, I have no problem. No. You know, yeah. I mean, I stood in the operating room next to the surgeons, helping surgeons. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating. You have the heart surgeon look. Yeah, thank you, I guess. Yeah. So it's fascinating. I think I still have pictures, not from the surgery itself, but of me being dressed up for surgery as a doctor. Yeah. Potentially oxidatie. Good luck. Well, hopefully you don't actually meet me in the hospital because I'm not a doctor. So I studied to be, but the entrepreneurial route caught my attention because of my hobbies turning into work. So, but good luck with your study though, theology. Can you talk about the chart we are looking at so I can catch up where we're looking at? Yeah, so Adnan, good to have you here, first of all. On the weekly time frame, probabilities are higher for upside, even if you move down. Invalidation 49.3K. The 4-hour chart has a very nice bullish structure, finished regular flat. The bearish structure is a bit of a pain in the ass, so it's actually quite difficult to assign probabilities to the 4-hour scenarios that we have. On the 1-hour chart, we have a bullish scenario, which is a contracting diagonal, where potentially the low over here is the low of your 2, and you move up in a 3, meaning a 535. That's what you want to see, at least a zigzag to the upside. There is, like, bearish scenario on the 1 hour is also difficult, even if you take this low. So let me say this differently. If price moves up now, probabilities are higher for the scenarios where you're going to take these highs as well. If you take 65.7, 65.8K, if you hit that. If you first take the low, then we do expect a bounce here, where this is then wave 4 price action, you get a wave 5, and then you move towards the upside. The thing is, we can't guarantee, you can't guarantee anything, but probabilities to take these highs are higher if you move up here directly. If you first move down and then bounce and move up, there is also the argument for an impulse down, correction, continuation. But also still for an A, B, C and continuation to the upside instead of the downside. So that's going to make it a bit more confusing, I suppose. And on the 15-minute, price has been, we have bearish CVD divergences, bullish CVD divergences. You have a straight line down. We don't really have a partner leg to the downside yet of this move here. However, if we count this as a flat, which is bearish, then we expect to move down. But the flat wave B touched the 1.618 fib from the low to the high of A, which is uncommon. So probabilities naturally would be a bit higher to take the high before the low, even though you might just take the liquidity first here. So yeah, that's pretty much it in a nutshell. It's very confusing price action. I hope that with the news now we would get a bit more clarity, but nice. Come on, Friday. ANA USDT. I have no idea. because that's something for the altcoin stream, first Sunday of the month. So I don't know where ANA is. Same with Python Network, that would be for the first Sunday. Which news is important? Tristan, I always just look on this website, tradeeconomics.com. I actually think the link is in the description. It's just a public website. But put your stars on Impact 3, put the country on United States, and then just look at this. So I don't follow news. I have no idea what all of this means. And I don't even look at it. I don't even look at what's written here. The only thing they could remove all of this here, right? I wouldn't care. I would only look at the time. I only look at the time because I know, okay, 2:30 p.m. in the afternoon of Friday, we might get a bit of volatility because of some news, right? Wednesday, May 1st, 4 p.m., 8:30 p.m. Oh, might get some volatility. So that is how I use news. So that I don't follow any news in particular. I just follow that website. What's up, Barbie? How you doing? Flotty, what's up? I can slice a fish or cow on you. Yeah, it's something different, but of course it's for a good cause. You know, it's for a good cause. Sura, how you doing? How you doing? Mark, you're in good hands. Let's hope so. Yeah. Sultan, Mr. Sultan, how you doing? Oblix, what's up? Hiop, welcome. Yeah, it's not, there's no, the weekly is clear. Locally, it's a bit like, I would suppose my feelings would say move up towards, what's that? 69? Yeah, probably move up towards above the highs before the lows though. Of course, it's feeling with a bit of like Elliott Wave basis. Right? How late is my train going? Okay. What's up, Jeremy? How you doing? Happy Friday, happy Friday. Stay patient, don't chase, and make sure to stick to your plan. Exactly, Jeremy. Exactly. I like what you're saying there. Have a plan, stick to your plan. Be patient. Be patient. But man, even now, like, what is this 3-minute time frame? Even here, we have both bullish and bearish CVD divergences. Now that's something. Oh man, lower high, higher low, lower low. Come on, just do something. So CVD is completely useless in this range now. Like both on the 15, on the 1 min, it's just... I mean, this would be interesting support. Yeah. If we would get down there, that's interesting. See if it holds. Interesting resistance. The first one is up here. If you pass this, I mean... Oh wait, if you pass that, the next one is 66,400. So, yeah. If it goes down but hits support, you can at least trade the 3 waves going up. Well, I mean, if you, so preferably, right, in a bullish scenario, if you move down, you want to finish this being a 3-wave structure, right, ending somewhere around 63.4 preferably, and then move up from there, where you definitely want to see some like proof of support, price holding. And if price can hold here, maybe flip this support resistance and then be looking for price to move towards the upside, right? If price is going to go down here, then 1, 2, 3, preferably 4, 5. So if the weekend is coming out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, take the low and then move up. But this area is definitely interesting. So there's two clear support areas here to the downside after the one that we already touched here. But yeah. Ethereum would be for the first Sunday of the month in the altcoin stream. Altcoin streams are always big streams. Those are long streams. Ethereum on the weekly, by the way, I did one. There's a playlist on my channel. You can go there. Yes, alt streams for first Sunday of the month. Yeah, Bitcoin is the main focus, and then alts on the first Sunday, based on voting from the community. Yeah, also. Yeah. Market going into May. I think 52k is 52k for me is very low. Based on the current range that we have, which EDRC is in, you go up, or a WXY, but even in a WXY, for Y to move all the way down to a 52k, it's very deep. It's very deep for Y. So I would need more information to talk about 52k. The thing is that I guess many influencers in a way, or they like to be very extra with predictions. Oh, we're going to 100k, 500k, 1 million, whatever. And then you have the people that say we go to 15 and we go to 52, and I'm like, based on what? You know, we're currently ranging at 64. Probably we're in a very, very sideways structure between 60 and 74. 52k is another 8k below 60, right? It's very deep. So let me, like, I'm like, let the chart show me it wants to do like 52k, and then okay, you know, I might be able to, but at the moment probabilities are not yet there from an Elliott Wave point of view. So yeah, 52k for me sounds very deep. Hello, because we previously had one drop when there was a conflict between Iran and Israel, then the rate fell and quickly returned to the previous level. Why do Elliott Wave analysts not disregard this, but instead try to fit it into something that makes sense? And this phenomenon, but it should be ignored. Not exactly. So of course, like, you have news, but wars, news, COVID, for me it's besides the fact that of course I care about what happens with war and COVID and all that stuff, the news itself doesn't affect my Elliott Wave counting. For me, it's just another wave. So this is, so you are more of a fundamental trader, clearly, because you talk about the war. I'm 100% technical. We can both make profit. Now you can use Elliott Waves with fundamentals if you prefer, if you like to. That's your strategy, that's your plan, and everyone should respect it. Just as I'm 100% technical, and for me the news doesn't do anything with my wave counts. It's just another wave that I've already prepared on the chart, or we were looking for, or something, you know. So yeah, and whatever the news is, positive or negative, yeah, you know, doesn't really matter. It might matter from a personal point of view, as in like, oh, I would like to support people in that country, or I support charity, or I do this, I do that, whatever. But that is private, you know. So, but yeah, news-wise, this doesn't do anything for me. This is so Red Poll. First we do a vote, and then either the top 5 or top 10 is going to be a sure analysis, and then I put the remaining alts in a wheel of fortune, and then we just do a wheel of fortune. So that the smaller alts, or alts that people, you know, that only have a few votes, still have an opportunity to get analyzed. Yeah. Your analysis is good. I watch a lot of crypto YouTubers, but mostly they confuse. Cheers, Superman. Appreciate it. I mean, sometimes my videos are very clear. Sometimes but that I communicated, I suppose, transparently, is that when the probabilities are not too clear, they're simply not too clear, right? Like I know Elliott Wave by heart. You guys have been here for a long time. Most of the time we have good probabilities, clear ideas, but there are these times where the waves are forming and we don't really have too much info. So that is the moment where patience works best. Be patient, wait for price to show what it wants to do, no hurry, because price will eventually show us again what it wants to do, right? It's just a matter of time. Fundamentals today are bearish. Okay. Maybe a little bit of a move down. That's because they want you to miss out to fill their own order if you go down or up. They always call for lower or much higher. Yeah, possibly. It's yeah. I'm not into the moon boy or the drama queen type of stuff, right? I'm not talking about 10K. I'm not talking about 15 or 500K. I'm talking about 60 and 74K. You know, just stay close to where we are. There are scenarios. I do have the macro bear scenario where the target would be below 15K, but that's where probabilities come in. And at the moment, probabilities are higher for the bullish scenario, where we look for a continuation to the upside, not hitting 49.3, which is an absolute minimum. But preferably, as mentioned in the morning update, I won't like to go to the 0.5, which is at 53.3K. That would be so low compared to, like, based on the structure we have here. 53K would be, I know, I'm not sure if I want to see that in the bull market now. The 382 is no problem. 56, 57, that's okay. I don't mind that, but 53 would be very deep. Looks very different with lines. That is correct. That is correct. I always like to have some lines on my chart. Yeah. Honestly, most crypto YouTubers are scam or trading YouTubers. Yeah, that's also true. Well, actually, let me rephrase that. That's almost like an automatic me saying, but that's because I had a bias in my head. When I think of the moon boys or the bit boy type of people, you know, yeah, that's don't do that. You know, if there's this random person with a lot of followers on the internet that says that this next random shitcoin is going to do 500,000x and you will be a millionaire by investing a mere $1, run. I disregard news in my Elliott Wave analysis. Yeah, I'm also technical, but I do like news with regards to volatility. David G, how you doing? David, yes, that's because sometimes on YouTube, if I upload 3 times a day, and if my times are a bit random, not always the same time, so when there's 4 pieces of content in 24 hours, the 4th piece doesn't get a notification, which can be completely random. So that's maybe why. That's why in Discord, by the way, if you are in Discord, one second. If you are in Discord, go to reaction roll, click on the purple button, and then every time I post something, I tag the team. So you get a notification in Discord. And that is a notification you will always get. If you got your notifications on, that is. Cheers, IBK. What's up? Quick email needed. I got to go very, very soon, everyone, because I got to meet up with Mark. Lines. I prefer to use Elliott Waves on candlestick charts. I mean, the line chart, sometimes also in the book, you see line charts being used on very high time frames, but locally, usually candlesticks are like better because the wicks do matter. When Lambo types. Most YouTubers that talk sense are below 2K subs. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I mean, there's also bigger ones that make sense at least, but you got to watch out, especially if you're new in the space. So, no problem, Toko. CVD divergences. Yeah, the bearish one might actually play out. Oh, wait, it already played out because we took this low. S&P, always in interesting confluence as well. Eh? Cheers, David. What's up, Rob? Yeah, support once again, but we do have some interesting support down here as well. Let me actually put an alarm. Let me put an alarm on the golden pocket and also put an alarm on my red stripes here. So I have a bit of an idea. What's your indicator? CVD, cumulative volume delta. Yeah. Everyone, I have to go, else I'm gonna be too late to meet Mark. So I'm gonna go on a date with Mod Mark. Everyone, stay patient with the market. We have news today. I will catch you again during the next video tonight, and then tomorrow, of course, another live stream. Probably tomorrow is King's Day, by the way, so I'm actually not even sure what's gonna happen. But I have to go because it's a date afternoon with Mod Mark. So hey, cheers, everyone. Trade safe, and I'm gonna catch you at the next one.